Welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas visiting with Carol Olson from Voices of Canton, finding out all kinds of new things happening. You all just do not let moss grow on your Rolling Stone. Let's go back to the pop-up choir. Now, you're meeting in a couple of places. Say again where you're going to be meeting.
First Mondays of the month, we are at Royal Docks Brewhouse and Cannery. And then the third Wednesday of every month, we are at the Canton Brewing Company, downtown Canton.
So just those 2 days each month.
Right.
And you just go and sing?
Just come, show up.
How do you know the words?
Well, we project the words on the screen.
Wow.
So that's all taken care of.
And there's live music?
There's live music. At Royal Docks, we have a full band, like a rock band there.
Wow.
And then at Canton Brewing Company, we have PJ on the keyboard and a young man playing cajon and another person singing some, additional vocal parts and doing some auxiliary percussion. And I would say that experience is maybe a little more intimate. We're kind of all gathered around the piano, sitting on stools and singing together. It's not quite as loud as when we're at the other location with the full band. Mm-hmm. So, but if you like, rousing rock and roll singing, then the other one with the live band is maybe more your style. But we have people that go to both.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And this is choral singing. This is not karaoke.
Oh, no, it's not karaoke. There are no solos unless the director, PJ, decides to take solo lick, and occasionally he does. But it's all singing together. And at Royal Docks with the band, we do literally put up choral risers. And when the music starts, they hop up on the risers and start singing. Again, we videotape it and post it to YouTube.
I just love this so much. What time should you arrive?
I would arrive a little before 7. Mm-hmm. We usually start a little after 7. And a little before, it gives you time to check in and grab a drink. A lot of people, because we take a break, we take about a 20-minute break in between the first set and the second set, they might order food before we get started, and then their food is ready during the break and they eat. Mm-hmm. And some people come in early and eat at the restaurant and then come down or come over for the actual sing start part. So we just have some people that really love it, and we hope more and more people find out about it and come and join us.
And they don't know, to start it, how many people, who's going to be there. Right. It's just a wait and see.
Right.
A serendipitous experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes, weather does affect it.
Well, always, sure.
Yes. Summer months seem to be, we have the biggest turnouts. Next month at Royal Docks, we're doing all Beatles. That's usually a killer night.
Yes.
That we get really good attendance on nights of the all Beatles. And so we'll be singing, some of the Beatles' greatest hits.
And again, you're talking about just a wide range of age groups.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We have people who are not 21 yet. Mm-hmm. In fact, I have seen on occasion that they hide during the videotaping because they really don't want their parents to know they're in a brewing company.
But they're in a choir.
They're in a choir, right. And they're not drinking alcoholic beverages.
Not.
They're not doing anything they shouldn't be. They're just really coming together with other singers. And then we have people, like I said, I met a woman last week, and she was 71, and she was very brave and heard about it and came out all by herself, and she was so glad she did.
Absolutely. And I love what you're talking about as well as the combating loneliness by being involved in choral. How long have we known this? For very long, that singing together has such an influence, a positive influence on our mental health and our physical health.
Right. Well, for those of us that have been singing for a long time, we knew it. But it really is
fun.
Right, because it was fun, and because, we just met such great people, and we enjoyed it, and you'd walk away and still be singing it, right? I mean, how many times have we gone to bed and we have a song stuck in our head, right? Mm-hmm. But now, within the last probably 10 years, but most recently, even the last few, there have been some research studies coming out of, California, all kinds of places, really, that is really demonstrating that singing in a group, not singing as a soloist, not by yourself singing, but singing in a group has all these wonderful, wonderful health benefits. It helps with depression. And, now with, we've had a rise really in suicides across the country, but especially in Stark County, we are coming to understand that we literally have this unique desire to connect with people. And when that doesn't happen, then we become depressed. I read an article out of the Harvard Business Journal not just last week that was saying that workplace loneliness attributes to lower productivity, all kinds of issues. And again, it all goes back to that issue of, are we really connecting, or are we sitting in our offices emailing?
Right.
Are we texting
Right.
people instead of visiting with them in person? And we think the world is endless and we can get all this information and interact with people all across the world, which we can, but you're not physically connecting with them. And so we would like to see our whole community singing, because we really are crazy enough to believe that it would make us a better community.
You're making me think even of a scripture that says if we don't, then even the rocks and the hills will start to make their own noise. Will start to cry out.
That's right.
It seems like we are created to do this. This is how we're built, what makes us tick. Help me remember about what this does for Alzheimer's patients, because I seem to remember you telling a story before of someone who has a difficult time until they come to senior sing, and suddenly they're remembering all the words and they're able to participate and they're themselves again for those moments. Tell that story, because it was great.
Well, I don't know if I can remember the exact story,
It
but
was somebody's husband. But
oh yes.
Okay.
They have proven that one of the last parts of the brain that is affected by Alzheimer's or by different types of dementia is the part that houses music. And
wow.
And of course, singing is a part of that. And so when a person who has Alzheimer's can sing or hears music from their youth or something from their past, they seem to recall it, and they can know every word. And there are so many examples cited of this happening with individuals. And so last year we performed a work, the Voce Chorus performed a work called the Alzheimer's Stories. And we were so fortunate because there was a couple that I met when I spoke at a memory cafe in a library about the benefits of group singing. And it was a lovely couple, and her husband had Alzheimer's, and he was a professor at a local university and had written several textbooks on language. He was a linguistics professor. But Alzheimer's was progressing. And the first time they came to sing Stark, after they had us, they usually sing for about 30 minutes and they take a break. She came to me and she said, "Did you see him?" And honestly, I hadn't, because I was, busy with the things I do. She said, "He sang the words. Wow. He put his arm around me." She said, "For that time, I wasn't his caregiver. I was his wife. Wow. I was his partner." And, she had tears streaming down her face, and so did I. And, it was just so moving.
It's the Notebook.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Wow.
And so they went on to be a part. We told their story through a series of 3 videos when we performed the Alzheimer's Stories. And I have never been in a choral concert that was so moving and impactful as that one. It was just amazing.
Yes.
So I've seen it happen over and over again.
Yes.
And again, we just want to continue. We're going to be kicking off a new type of choir next year, and our goal is to really create opportunities for anybody in our community to come together and be a part of singing together, because it has value.
Families used to do this all the time. There was always a piano. There was always gathering around it because we didn't have other forms of entertainment, so everybody sang around the piano.
Absolutely.
This didn't used to be a unique thing.
No.
So we need to inject it back into our lives
Well,
for our
and
own health.
There used to be a piano in every kindergarten classroom.
Absolutely. You mean there's not?
And we went to do a program in a school, an after-school program, and they had said there was a piano in the room. When we arrived for our first time, we couldn't find it. We finally found it. It was in a big walk-in closet piled under a bunch of art projects.
Wow.
And
it became a art holder.
Yes. Yeah,
Instead of a piano.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It became like that piece of exercise equipment you have in your bedroom that you
hang
put
all
your
the
clothes
clothes
on. Right. Absolutely.
That one.
So it's, yes, they have wonderful music programs in schools, maybe not like it used to be. And we we want everybody to be singing.
Yes.
So we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we just hope more and more people join in.
Voce itself is an interesting word. What does that mean? Help me remember what that means.
Well, in Italian, it's voices plural. So it's voices.
Okay.
And I often say many voices.
Many voices.
Yes.
Well, how perfect that Voices of Canton Inc. spells out VOCI, Voce.
Correct.
So Voices of Canton, you have all kinds of programs, and this is the one that you try out for. But tell us what we can look forward to as far as performances that might be coming up.
Yes, they have a performance on May 19th, 3 p.m. It's a Sunday afternoon at the Canton South Performing Arts Center. And if you haven't been there yet, it's a wonderful new theater, very, very nice. And again, they will be performing The Voyage by Bob Chilcott that focuses on the theme of loneliness. And they will be performing some other works as well. And there'll be an opportunity for the audience to even jump in and sing
along
with. That's right. That's right. So we're excited about that performance. And of course, we want to thank Arts and Stark for all of their support. They just kicked off. In fact, I just came from their kickoff luncheon, and they just kicked off their arts campaign. So please support their campaign, because they are a big contributor to us and to the projects and programs that we do. And we also want to thank Visit Canton, because they are really helping us as well. And I also want to thank Chapel Hill Community, because they are the sponsors of Senior Sing.
May 19th, how do people get tickets for that?
Just go to our website, www.voicesofcanton.org, or call us at 330-455-1000. Tickets are $15 for adults, and I know it's going to be a great concert.
And for someone who might just have turned in and did not hear us talking about Vox Audio, you've got a great program coming up April 9th. Tell us about that.
Yes, Vox Audio, their concert is April 9th. That's at 7 p.m. at the Glen Oak Performing Arts Center. And this is a 16-voice a cappella group. They're going to be singing The Greatest Showman, You Raise Me Up, and Sing from Trolls. So from the Trolls movie. It's going to be a fun concert. And like I said before, their winter concert almost sold out. Had 820 people out, and so you want to get your tickets now. Tickets are $10 for adults and $7 for students. We had so many students come to very first concert, so that was so exciting.
Just amazing. Again, there are no musical instruments other than people's voices, and you won't believe it when you hear them.
Absolutely. You won't believe it.
One more time, give us that website, Carol.
Sure, www.voicesofcanton.org, and the number is 330-455-1000.
Voices of Canton. Carol Olson, thank you so much for all you do in our community.
Thank you for having me.